On August 10th, 2021, somewhere in the quiet hum of an ordinary home office, a man sat at his computer with nothing but the glow of his monitor illuminating his face. The world outside went on as usual. Cars passed. People scrolled social media, but inside that room the gears of one of the most shocking events in crypto history were about to turn. No one could hear the silent storm building in those lines of code. There were no sirens, no alarms, no urgent emails flashing across screens, just the soft clicking of a keyboard as a hacker.com and collected set a plan into motion that would soon shake the global crypto community to its core. With a few precise commands, like a master chess player making his opening move, he initiated a digital heist that felt almost unreal. In just 2.5 minutes, over $600 million in cryptocurrency was gone. It didn't scream for attention. There were no explosions, no flashing red lights, and no one pounding a panic button. It happened silently, invisibly, lost in the sea of tens of thousands of blockchain transactions that occur every single minute. Yet, hidden in that endless river of data, one wallet, just a string of random letters and numbers, began to receive millions and millions and millions. The target was Poly Network, a massive behind-the-scenes player in decentralized finance, commonly called DeFi. While it's not a household name, its importance to the crypto ecosystem is undeniable. Poly Network serves as a cross-chain bridge, moving assets between blockchains like Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, and Polygon. Billions of dollars flow through it daily, and that day, it became the stage for what would be the largest crypto hack in history. First, $273 million in Ethereum quietly slipped away. Then, $253 million vanished from the Binance Smart Chain. Finally, $85 million from Polygon was gone. In a blink, $611 million had been transferred out of Poly Network's cross-chain vaults. But this wasn't some brute force attack or clumsy malware scheme. This was surgical, precise, and almost elegant in its execution. The hacker hadn't guessed passwords or broken into servers. Instead, he found something far more dangerous, a flaw in logic buried deep inside Poly Network's smart contractor, very core of how it moves money across blockchains. Smart contracts are supposed to be airtight. They don't rely on trust. They rely on code. But code is written by humans, and humans can make mistakes. With a carefully crafted sequence of transactions, the hacker tricked the contract into thinking he had permission to move funds that weren't his. And in the blockchain world, code is law. Once the system believed him, it obeyed without question, unlocking hundreds of millions in digital assets. Meanwhile, the rest of the world had no idea. The first to notice was not a human at all, but a blockchain monitoring bot. This automated watchdog scanned for unusually large movements, and suddenly it lit up, flagging 1, then 5, then 40 suspicious transfers. The numbers were staggering, the receiving wallets brand new, and the transaction patterns nothing like normal user behavior. Soon, whispers began to ripple across the crypto community. Analysts spotted the anomaly. Crypto Twitter exploded with theories. Discord servers buzzed with panic. Some thought it was a system glitch. Others realized it was the biggest decentralized finance breach ever witnessed. Within 10 minutes, the event went from invisible to global news. Yet, there was nothing anyone could do. Poly Network had no CEO to call for an emergency shutdown, no central kill switch, and no way to simply freeze the blockchain. Its greatest strength, decentralization, had suddenly become its Achilles heel. And then came the strangest twist. The hacker didn't vanish.
He didn't scatter the funds across hidden wallets. He didn't launder the crypto through mixers.
He simply sat still, $600 million, in 3 glaringly obvious wallets for the entire world to see. It was as if a bank robber had stolen the vault, left it in his driveway, and then posted his address on a billboard. Speculation ran wild. Was this a master criminal taunting the world? A vigilante exposing vulnerabilities? Or maybe even a member of the Poly Network team testing their own system? Then, the blockchain itself became his megaphone. A tiny transaction appeared, carrying a note. "I do not want the money. I just want to prove a point." The world was stunned. Hackers don't talk like this. Hackers don't negotiate in public. Yet here he was, signing messages as Mr. White Hat, a title that in hacker culture means a good guy, someone who breaks things only to reveal flaws and make systems safer. But could someone who just moved $600 million really be called good? He began leaving daily messages through the blockchain, like diary entries for millions to read. I trust code, not human nature. This vulnerability should not exist. I borrowed the funds to teach a lesson. He wasn't taunting, he was teaching. And the world watched as the first ever public negotiation between a DeFi hacker and a protocol unfolded entirely on the open blockchain. Days passed, tension grew. Security experts, exchanges, and media all monitored the wallets in real time. Then, the unthinkable happened. Money started coming back. First, small refunds, thousands, then millions. Each transfer triggered a wave of disbelief and celebration across the crypto world. Bit by bit, hundreds of millions were returned, and eventually, the once impossible seemed true. Almost every dollar was back where it belonged. But one last piece of the puzzle remained. $33 million locked in a special, multi-signature wallet that only Mr. White Hat could release. Poly Network publicly pleaded, "Please return the final funds." The community held its breath. Hours turned into days, and then the signature appeared. The wallet unlocked. The final $33 million returned, silently and without ceremony. No farewell, no reveal, no Netflix documentary ending. Just the end. The largest crypto heist in history closed, not with arrests or explosions, but with the quiet, calculated return of every last dollar. To this day, no one knows who Mr. White Hat really was, but his act left a permanent mark on the world of blockchain, proving that in the age of decentralized finance, trust doesn't lie in people, it lies in the code itself.